Never underestimate elders' advice. Once upon a time, there was a village that was growing extremely famous for the supply of mutton. There were many goats in that village, and its popularity was growing beyond imagination. All the animals in the forest came to hear about this. The king of the jungle, the lion, thought to himself, how would it be if we got to eat all those goats? He announced the same to all the inhabitants of the kingdom. Before he could continue speaking, the mouths of all the wild animals watered, and all of them started dreaming about eating goats every day as their grand feast. The wisest of all the animals in the jungle, the bear, told to all other animals, these goats are unlike the goats we have in our forest. They are reared in the village by humans who are very intelligent. There is no animal on the planet that is smarter than the humans. So, these goats are more likely to be intelligent too. Thus, I think it will be very hard to prey on them. I suggest, My Highness, that this entire idea must be dropped, and we must rather focus on other means through which all the inhabitants of the forest get food to eat. We can hunt animals from the forest of other areas, but the urban animals, I suppose, are too smart to be preyed upon. On listening to this, the king started mocking at the old bear. All the other animals started laughing too, and the bear became a laughing stock. Everyone made fun of him, and some animals also told that he was a coward who was trying to hide his cowardice. The king ordered his subjects to stop laughing and told, I do not care about what this old bear thinks. I want all my subjects to eat fresh goat meat every day. So, who can I trust this work with? Is there anyone who is willing to take up this job of bringing at least 8 goats every day to the forest? The one that brings shall get to eat 1 full goat the following week. All the subjects were excited about the offer, and they were eagerly waiting to see who would be willing to take up the job. Finally, a fox came forward to complete the job. He said to the king, Your Highness, I am willing to take up this task of getting at least 8 goats every day for 1 week. I shall not disappoint you and will outdo your expectations. The king was extremely pleased on seeing the enthusiastic fox and gave him the job. All the inhabitants of the forest had high expectations from the fox, and they were very sure that he would be successful in his attempt. The following day, the fox left the forest and reached the village. He observed all the goats and goatmen in the village. He saw there were 62 goatmen in the village who had approximately 100 goats. The entire forest hunger can be taken care of if I manage to take 8 goats with me every day. The fox was not just known for its wickedness in the forest, but also for its cleverness. It was very clever and had solutions to almost all the problems of the forest. The fox knew that it would be very hard for him alone to fight a flock of 8 goats and take them along with him to the kingdom. So he decided that he would get dressed up like a goat by wearing a dead goat skin on his body and curling his tail to hide his long twisted tail. He found a dead goat very soon and donned himself in a goat's attire. He looked at his reflection in a small puddle and told to himself, No one would recognize me in this attire. I am looking like a normal goat. His whole idea was to get into the group of goats just like it was one of them, and then leave around 8 to 9 goats along with him to the forest. He appreciated himself for coming up with a smart plan. After he was done dressing himself in a goat's attire, he joined the group, just as he had planned. He was just waiting for the goatmen to get busy in other work so that he can mislead the group of goats. But to his surprise, there came a butcher with a sharp knife with him. The goatmen approached the goats to select one goat and sell it to the butcher. When he closed them, 5 goats pushed the fox to the front row and the butcher got hold of him. Before he could blow his knife to cut off Fox's head, the fox screamed, "Wait!" and got rid of the dead goat's skin. He shouted that he was a fox and not a goat. The 5 goats that pushed him looked at him and mocked. "How did you think that we couldn't understand that you were not one among us?" The fox felt utterly foolish about himself and ran away from the village. After getting back to the forest, he said, "Your Majesty, I tried my best to capture the goats by using the smartest trick, but the goats of the village are indeed smart. I am glad I didn't lose my life. The old bear was right about what he said. We should look for other ways. These goats are very smart to be cheated. I almost lost my life." All the subjects of the forest were in shock, and from then on, the lion never looked on what Old Bear said. He started paying respect to old animals in the jungle.